Hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kwakadash, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I want to give double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, who has taught me this truth. I want to give it peace and blessings to the I came across the four corners of the earth who teach this truth and risk life to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Lord, in the video is edifying. Lord, only I can get something from this video. Quick video, man. A couple precepts I'm going to grab. It's going to be short and straight to the point. In the days that we're coming up upon, with, if you hear, about the news, I know Apostle Gabar did a video about it, and I watched it earlier about the, Walmarts and, the Macy's and the Kohl's and all these other different stores. They're shutting down in by the numbers, some of them by the hundreds. And that's not for no reason, that's for, those camps, man. And not only that, but they're going to be chipping stations, man, where, people are going to, line up and get that, that mark, which, we are not to receive. Okay. Or you will be destroyed by the Lord, because ultimately what you're doing, by choosing a mark is choosing the CHIP is, ultimately what you're doing is you're choosing, Esau and the heathen over the Lord. You understand? You got to understand that Esau thinks he's a God. That's why he has the mind that he has. He thinks that, the world belongs to him, and, for a moment, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So that's why you see the wickedness throughout the earth. But, shortly, right, this world is going to be turned and given over to the Israelites, pursuing Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Okay. And I believe in Daniel as well, tells you that, after this place is destroyed and after this rulership is destroyed, then the kingdom is going to come. Okay. And like it says in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, it says all nations are going to flow onto it. Okay. But without further ado is get into a couple scriptures and I'll close out. This is Isaiah 65. And I'll start at 11. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. Because when you go to 2nd Esdras, the 15th and 16th chapter, I think mainly in 15, if I'm not mistaken, it goes into, sedition among men. It goes into martial law. I believe it's 15 and 16. I think mostly it's in 15, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. And how does the Lord speak? He speaks. How does he call? How does he speak? He speaks through his men. Okay, it says, when I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Yeah, you chose the world. You chose the things of America. You chose wickedness. You ultimately chose the heathen over the Lord. And the Lord is calling, man. The Lord is calling through his prophets. Okay, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. And the time to come, right, with the famine of bread, it's going to be a lot of people starving. Okay, it goes, and that's, when you read about martial law, it talks about that as well. Okay, neighbors breaking into neighbors' houses, things of that nature. It said, with the sword, it says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall lead, well, that's basically the point here in 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So these people are going to be left out here hungry. Why? Because you decided to choose. Well, I'm talking to Israelites. You decided, the Israelites who chose the world. You decided to choose the world over choosing the Lord. 2nd Esdras 15, just to prove that the Lord speaks to his men. In 2nd Esdras 15:1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So the Lord speaks to his men. Okay, speaks to his men, the prophets. Okay, I'm gonna jump down. It says, 8, it says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, yeah, because what? The righteous are vexed, with the filthy conversation of the wicked, okay? And the filthy acts that's going on here in America. Okay, it says, behold, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And the modern day Egypt is America. It says, because I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof. Now, to prove that it's not talking about ancient Egypt, it's still people that dwell in ancient Egypt. But it says what? As before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Okay, so this is talking about America. Okay, because eventually America is going to be destroyed. You can read that in Baruch, the 4th chapter, and I think you can start at 28 on down, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, it says, but towards the end of that chapter, it goes into, this place being destroyed, America. Okay, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High should bring upon it. And what's part of the plague and punishment? The thermonuclear missiles, man. That's the ultimate punishment. Right? Scripture talk about 200,000, which is 200 million missiles, right? And it says what? The arrows that he shooteth are sharp. That's actually in the next chapter in 16. It says the arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and they should not miss when they begin to be shot, So they're going to hit every target is meant to hit. It says because what? Those were, the Lord created the smith that blows the coals in the fire. Those are weapons of his indignation. Okay, that's the second death. It's not a place where you burn on the ground forever. Okay, it says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that goes into martial law. It says, for there shall be sedition among men. When you go into that word sedition, like if you get the Google definition, it goes into rioting. It goes into, people standing up against the rulers of this society. Okay, it says, among men invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And man shall desire to go into the city and should not be able. Yeah, right, because you're going to have certain cities blocked off. Okay, it says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Why? Because there's going to be a famine, right? But the Lord said what? His servants will eat. Okay? Yeah. So it's important, right? And Lord willing, I'm a servant of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. Lord willing, I'm a servant. I say that humbly, Lord willing, man, because, again, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But we have to have faith. I got to have faith. We're prisoners of hope. I'm a prisoner of hope. Okay? So Lord willing, I'm a man of the Lord, man. And Lord willing, you sincere Akiyamar as well. And Lord willing, we could be saved in due time. And Lord willing, we could be delivered out of these sad perils, man. Okay? So with that, man, Lord willing, videos edifying, lonely Akim got something from this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. I want to tell you brothers, keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.